Hello, I'm Archie Luxury and welcome to the program. Today I'd like to talk about a fantastic little roadster. It's a Mazda RX-8 and this is a fabulous rotary engine car. And you remember, you European people might remember when NSU released the rotary powered car, which fucking bankrupted them, and was NSU was taken over by Audi. And anyhow, the Japanese, they made the Wenkel rotary engine work, and this is the RX-8, the Mazda RX-8, and it belongs to a friend of mine. It's actually my ex-wife's new partner, and hey, I get on quite well with all people. It's not a matter of being enemies with people, but anyhow, he was I was having a bit of a chinwag, and he gave me a drive in his RX-8, and it's a really super duper little sports car, and as I said to somebody, any car with suicide doors is fucking cool. Any car with suicide doors has to be cool. And the RX-8, I've just loved it. I think it's a classic sports car. It's got its own look to it. It's not a copy of a Porsche or anything like that. And I tell you one thing for sure, on the used market, I'd much rather buy a Mazda RX-8 than a bloody Porsche Boxster with its IMS bearing failure, that's for sure. Let me give you the drum. And the Mazda RX-8, it's a really cool car, and this one here belongs to my mate, and he bought it new. They were about $70,000. $70,000, you Americans. You want to know what happens when you got a left-wing government in power? Have a look at our car prices. $70,000, and it's about 6 or 7 years old. And he's just got it back from getting some hail damage fixed on it. And it's quite a nice beast. I love the black. I got to say, that's probably one of the best colours for it. And it's pretty stock. He's kept it pretty stock. And it's just a super duper car, and I just love it. You know, it's the sort of car that I could fucking I could very happily live with, but I'm not so sure the wife would be happy with a with a two-door. But that's another story. They're a really cool car, and they're just interesting. I find it really interesting. And I gotta say, they're a shower of shit. They just fucking go. That little rotary engine, it's like a 1.4 litre, and it just fucking soars. Apparently they drink like an alcoholic, but they've got a lot of get up and go. They're a high revving engine, and it's just a wonderful sort of car. And I've always loved the Mazda rotary, and the RX-8 is no exception. And a little time back, a friend of mine was criticising the Mazda RX-8, and I gotta say, he's got an Aston Martin, and I mean, fuck, they're two different price leagues. And this is in this sphere. The Bentley or an Aston Martin is in a fucking league of its own. But I gotta say, this RX-8, I think they're a great sports car, and you gotta hand it to the Japs. The Japs, you know, they really know how to make a good car, and they're really running quite well these days. And I mean, you know, I'm pretty scared of buying a European because of all the fucking complexity. And I got to tell you the truth, I was looking at a 3 Series not so long ago, and I think my Honda Accord, at half the money, is better put together. And particularly with the engine bay, I think the engine bay in the Honda Accord is leaps and bounds better than the BMW. And the Mazda RX-8, it's really quite a magnificent motor car, and unfortunately the sad news is, because they didn't meet European emission standards, the RX-8 has been phased out, which is it's a great shame, but you know that's why a lot of these new cars are all 4-cylinder turbos, things like this, and I really want to know about the longevity of these type of fucking engines, because I think they're going to be fucking trouble. But I really do love the Mazda RX-8, super duper sports car, and my friend's car, he said it's probably worth mid to high 20s, which is a lot of money. You Americans would be shocked, but yeah, they were 70 grand new. I'm Archie Luxury, presenting the Mazda RX-8. Tell me what you think.